Hey, my little pumpkins, I'm SDN Wolf. Welcome back to the channel. Let's jump in and kind of have us a discussion, kind of gauge how you guys are feeling about the Southeast Asia animal pack that's dropping in like, what, 4 days? It's going to be honest before we know it. Dropping Tuesday, March 30th. And remember, we're getting the clouded leopard, the sun bear, the proboscis monkey, the binturong, the marvelous Malayan tapir, the dhole, the babirusa, and the ever intriguing giant Malaysian leaf insect. Just like my buddy Leaf. We're very interested in this. I am not like hyper over the moon about it, just for the simple fact that I'm not getting any scenery pieces, and you guys know me, I'm kind of like a sandbox building nerd. The animals and stuff are cool for me from a Suyana standpoint. A lot of these animals are like, I mean, come on, they're like ushered right in for Suyana. But so other than that, I don't have a ton to get excited about, but I also always just like hearing your animal nerds thoughts. Like, we know that you guys have harped on Frontier a lot, that like, hey, the 4 animals and an exhibit animal are not cutting it. So they definitely beefed it up this time. Like we said, introducing 8 animals to us. I saw you guys, there was a little bit of pushback on the little, what do they call them, like the little bear cats, the little binturongs fella. A huge pushback from its little kind of design yesterday, but it seems like from a forum post from Ashante that they're going to go back and take a look at that little fella. I guess particularly with the ears and the fur. I was telling Jonas when he messaged me asking about it, I said, I think given Planet Zoo's art style, it doesn't lead itself to like the grittiness and that necessarily like hairiness that the binturong kind of calls for. So I think there was some like a little bit of artistic liberty, maybe some gameplay liberty taken there to kind of keep with this style that they have going. It's almost like if you think of Planet Zoo, you don't think of gritty. You almost think of cartoonish type of style, really lovable, well done models. But if they were going to go with that, like that was an interesting decision to go with that creature, just knowing how like, I don't know, just that's the best word I can think of, just how gritty that creature looks. Poor little fella looks like a lemur, looks like a sloth on meth or something. It's a terrible, creepy little, I guess, adorable little guy that I'm told smells like popcorn. So that's kind of interesting. But yeah, taking from this, now I don't want to say there's going to be no scenery, because remember, Shantae or one of these doofuses said that there are going to be some new signs added in. But as far as like actual building pieces go, columns, wall pieces, none of that stuff is coming my way, which kind of sucks, because in a roundabout way, that means like if we don't get scenery for another 3 months, your buddy S-Dan is waiting 6 months between, or like Jonty says, months. S-Dan is waiting 6 months to get new scenery. So that kind of sucks. Not to say like, oh, put yourself in my shoes and this, it just sucks for me, because that's how I play the game. If I was more into the animals and stuff, I'm sure I would kind of be over the moon like you guys are, and I'm excited for you. But animals just, if you're talking like from my standpoint, giving me some scenery, I could keep you all entertained longer. Like new scenery could last me a couple months with new ideas, new rollouts, stuff like that. 8 new animals and no scenery, it's probably just not going to keep my attention that long. And of course, too, like I said, we could jump into Suyana. Remnant has Suyana right now. Then it goes to Leaf. Then it goes to Wyatt Workshop. Then Drew. Then Sandman wants to get his hands on it. Bold may come back to it. Basic Builder was talking about maybe doing a spot in it. So we've got a lot of interesting things going on with Planet Zoo. Just me personally, I always need that little bit of scenery to kind of give me that jump start, and I'm not going to have that this time. So it's going to be interesting to see how that kind of plays out with me. But nonetheless, these animals look quite incredible. Love the clouded leopard. Clouded leopard and sun bear, probably my two favorite. I'm even thinking about removing the jaguar that is actually in Suyana right now, and maybe bringing in a clouded leopard exhibit right there, and maybe doing the jaguars maybe in another spot or further down the road. But I've kind of got a neat idea for a clouded leopard, and of course too, one of my new guys may end up running with one of these animals as well. And also too, don't forget, I am probably more so than taking aim at the actual Southeast Asia Animal Pack DLC. You got to remember the free updates coming with the billboards, that and the water changing. That is incredibly more interesting to me, being a sandbox building focused player over just the straight animal pack. So, like I said, we've got some interesting stuff coming down the pike. I just kind of want to wait and see how many, like, are we going to have to wait 3 months for new scenery? Like, is this going to be it? Is something going to maybe pop up sooner than that with scenery? I don't know. I don't have my hands on the pack yet. Hopefully, Delia gets me maybe she'll send me over a DLC code so I can get in and maybe kind of look at the animals, maybe get something worked up before the pack drops on Tuesday, so you guys can see it, or give you a little bit of a heads up on it. But other than that, I'm having fun. I'm playing a lot of Prehistoric Kingdom right now. Don't forget, we're streaming that a lot in the evening times around 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can usually catch us during the week. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to jump in, gauge your all's thoughts. Let me know what you think about the Southeast Asia Animal Pack. Do you think this is the direction that Frontier is going to go? Like, are we done with scenery to effect, or is scenery going to make a comeback, or are they just going to focus on the animal packs from this point forward? Just really interesting stuff, and it just comes at a weird time for them, like when Nicholas Lionrider and Jesse and Leaf and all of these awesome mod creators are just in the infancy of pumping out these really awesome creations that no longer have to replace your animals. It's just really, really, it's a really interesting time for Planet Zoo. With the modding community going so ham right now, I think Planet Zoo has some life left. Even though, I might not be covering as much, Drew may not even be jumping on it as much right now. There are still interesting things happening. I think it's got a little bit of kick left in it. Let's hope at least Frontier plans on officially supporting it for the rest of this year. And if they make the decision to drop off in the fall or whatever with the last big hurrah, at least the modders will have a chance to build up over the spring and summer if we get a couple more packs, to kind of build up their rig repertoire here. So that is kind of what I'm most interested about. As a matter of fact, when we first found out this pack was dropping, I was asking Lion Rider if he thinks that this pack would really kind of bust open more rigs for them to play with. And he's like, well, not necessarily. He doesn't think, but he said, wait till we get the pack and then I'll kind of look into it a little more and maybe see what we can do. But, like I said, really, really fun stuff going down. I just, it's a little harder on a personal standpoint, like I mentioned in the beginning, for me to get hyped because I'm not getting any scenery pack. And I know we already have East Asia scenery, but it would have been cool if they could have found some kind of pull away or some little branch off, like I don't know, Himalayan something maybe, or, just something that it would have been cool if they could have maybe thrown in with some textures or some new paths. But like I said, I still have the free update to fall back on. I'm really, really interested in getting in and maybe using some of Lion Rider's actual aquatic mods, maybe mixed in with some screens. I think I can still come up with some interesting stuff. So we'll just kind of have to see what we can make happen. I'm interested to see what you guys think of our new arrivals coming our way in the form of 8 new animals. Some of these are definitely community favorites. And yeah, like we also said too, no big bird drop this time. We were thinking maybe they followed up Aquatic Pack with some kind of bird. That has not happened either. So we're thinking that will at least be another 3 months away. Maybe a big, like a big summertime blockbuster, you know, blow our socks off release. So I don't know. We're just going to have to see how it goes down. But anyways, as always, let me know your thoughts down below. That's the whole point of us doing this particular video, is to gauge your thoughts on the Southeast Asia Animal Pack dropping next Tuesday, March 30th. We shall have our hands on it. So anyways, guys, I'm SDN Wolf. As always, thank you for stopping by and hanging out with me. And I'll catch you in the next video. Thank you. See ya.
Control, we're at the fence. Almost ready to re-engage power.